Austin Faith Dialogue at the Crossroads of Religion and Life, a series highlighting the cultural and social interactions with the worshiping and religious communities in and around the capital city. Austin Faith Dialogue is brought to you by the Austin Area Interreligious Ministries in cooperation with KNVA. Join us now for Austin Faith Dialogue.
So glad you're here today for Austin Faith Dialogue, when we have two parts to this really important show. One is talking about the annual Interfaith Thanksgiving service, and the other is introducing you to a new face. Simone Talma Flores, Flowers. There, I'll get it. You are the new Interim Executive Director at Austin Area Interreligious Ministries. Welcome.
Thank you, Sandy.
Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
And let me, by the way, give a little disclosure here, that Austin Faith Dialogue is a program of Austin Area Interreligious Ministries, and we're so glad for this 20-year partnership we've had with AIM.
Thank you.
So tell us first about the Thanksgiving service. There may be people who've never been before, so what is this wonderful event?
This year, AIM is having its 23rd Interfaith Thanksgiving service. And this is a historical year because it is the first time we have ever partnered with the Muslim community. And we are having this event at the Quarries, which is off of Mopac Expressway, and it's owned by the Hyde Park Baptist Church. And it's going to be on Sunday, November 18th, from 4 to 5, and that's where the service is. And then immediately following the service, we are having a reception. And this reception would be food from all cultures and different faith communities that will bring a little taste for everyone to share.
Food always brings people out.
Always.
But tell us a little bit about the service then. What are people likely to expect when they show up for this? I assume it's worship service, correct?
It is a worship service. What will happen is that we have different people, different faith traditions are going to be there. We have the Muslim community, the Baha'i community, the Jewish community, many different Christian community, and Buddhists, and other communities too, other faith traditions. And we are going to have a service that would depict different, maybe different calls to worship. They would have song, dance, a pledge to our children, different ways that we offer peace to each other, and also just sharing all the idea of hope and gratitude that we have.
Now, do you have to be an AIM delegate to come to this service?
No, this service is open to the entire community. It is free of charge, and all we ask is that you come out. You come out on Sunday and be open to see the beauty that Austin has here in this community.
What a great sign of hope that must be then for the people up at the front leading the service to look out on this wonderful, diverse congregation.
And you know, it works both ways. They are filled with just awe and gratitude to see so many people present to witness this. And then the people who are attending are just in awe to see all the others who are there with them to witness this.
A little sign of God's reign, perhaps, that everyone is gathered together.
Yes, it is just a snapshot of the hope that we have.
And don't I remember noticing somewhere that at this service on the 18th, there's an opportunity for people to bring information about their faith group?
Okay, we have different informational tables available. So we asked different congregations and organizations to come out, bring information about who they are, what they do. It's a good time just to share with the different community. And it's on a first come, first served basis. So we do encourage different groups to call our offices, and they can call at 512-386-9145 to register. And I do encourage everyone to register early so that way they can guarantee to have a table.
And in case anybody brings handouts, approximately how many people will be there, do you suppose?
Well, we have close to 1,000 people there
Oh my.
at this event. I mean, this is our signature event of the year. We are so proud of this service because it's an opportunity where we can just show the entire Austin community who we are, and people can just see who each other, you know, what else we have here in this community.
Great snapshot of Austin.
Absolutely.
And don't I remember that last year was the first opportunity you had to go to this service? And I wonder then, what was your impression from last year? What really struck you from last year?
What struck me about last year's service is that it has its own energy. AIM just facilitates this. You have people coming out and it just works its own magic. And it's magical. I mean, it's such a testimony of beauty that I mean, I was just humbled at this experience last year. I realized that my role is just to facilitate and to make things available.
Now, since the service is coming up about a week from the time everybody is watching this show, what are your needs still for volunteers or behind-the-scenes help?
As far as behind the scenes, we are never short of volunteers. So if anyone is interested in coming to volunteer, come on out. Always to usher people into the service, to guide people to the reception, to help make sure that the tables, the informational tables are taken care of. People know where they're supposed to be. There's always opportunities to volunteer.
And you said bring food.
Bring food. The reception, it's one of the highlights right after the service. And as you mentioned before, I'm sure it's probably another reason why a lot of people come.
Always.
Because here it is. And food is so wonderful in that you have food from all over the world, because that's what it is. The Thanksgiving service represents cultures from all over the world, different faith communities, and they bring food to share with each other. So you have from hummus, pita bread, baklava, to maybe Trinidadian pilau, so you get a diverse set of dishes.
Great, we're all going to be there. Why do you suppose, Simone, AIM came up with an idea for a Thanksgiving service as opposed to anything else that it might have done? Why Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is that time of year where it's about gratitude. And so many different faith traditions have some offering of gratitude. And it's just appropriate that we can celebrate our gratitude together.
It really is. Will there be, just on a practical consideration, childcare available, or should parents be prepared to have their children with them?
Oh, we want parents to bring their children. We want parents to bring their teenagers. Little kids, all are welcome. Their grandparents, their parents, everyone come. It's such an enriching experience for all ages. And one thing, in the service too, there is a pledge to children. So it's beautiful.
Talk to me about the pledge. What will we be pledging?
We'll be pledging to take care of our children, all children. And that's what we are. We're trying to secure our future. And our children are our future.
Right.
And we want to make sure that they also value diversity, inclusiveness, and foster mutual respect and understanding of our different faith traditions also.
What do you want to have happen as the result of this service? People will come, they will be together, but then after that, what do you want to be different?
I want people to understand that we can all live together. I think in this world where we see different religious groups cause lots of wars and different There's so much misunderstanding. But here it is, we have an opportunity where it's causing peace. They're coming together, working together, and it's all about peace, justice for all, and all about love. And we want to show that we can all work with each other.
Creating, in effect, then a safe space for people to be?
Exactly, and to be authentic. To be authentic and be able to practice what they believe in an authentic way, where you are not, you're respectful to them.
Authentic meaning then that, for instance, not everything is going to be in English.
Exactly. It would be in the different languages, and also it'll be done in the way that is traditional. Say like a different call to worship. We will experience that in the Muslim faith, and we'll experience that in the Jewish faith, as well as the Christian faith. So you just get a snapshot of how we do similar things, but how yet it's different.
Mm-hmm. Many ways to approach God, I expect.
Exactly.
Now, some of my friends would say, well, now, what about the offering, since you've got all those people there? Is there an offering, and should people be prepared to give an offering?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We never, ever will let that opportunity go by without asking for an offering. Absolutely.
Not with 1,000 people there.
Exactly.
And so that people are prepared, what will the offering go for?
Again, AIM puts on all these different programming, and it's about helping support AIM in its effort.
Right.
I mean, we are committed to provide environments and provide a place where people can come together in a safe way, where they can build authentic relationships. So, and it costs a lot of money to be able to do things like this. And we depend on each and everyone's support.
So then, out of their feelings of Thanksgiving, they should bring their generous food offerings as well as their financial offerings, correct?
Right. And again, financial offerings can come in check, cash, or credit cards. We accept everything.
Remind us again, before we go to the break, the day, the time, and the place then.
Okay. The Interreligious Thanksgiving service is November 18th from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Quarries, which is located on North Mopac Expressway.
With then the reception and celebration to follow.
And the reception immediately following from 5 to 6:30.
It'll be such a great day. Can't wait.
Would be.
So we'll come back for some more conversation in just a minute. We want you to stay right there when we come back for the second half of Austin Faith Dialogue. Glad you're here for the second half of Austin Faith Dialogue. And now the fun part, for us to get to meet you, Simone Talma Flowers. You are the Interim Executive Director for Austin Area Interreligious Ministries.
Yes, I am. I just assumed this position November 1st. And, we just said goodbye to our previous director, Emily Whitehurst. Right. And what a joy she was.
Yes.
Yes.
And now what a joy it's going to be to work with you. So
thank you.
Tell us what brought you to Austin, because you haven't lived here all your life. So
no.
what brought you here?
Originally, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and I came here 20 years ago to attend St. Edward's University. So St. Edward's brought me to Austin, and I fell in love with Austin and decided I want to stay. And of course, as the years went by, I was like, oh, this is home. This is my new home. So I've been here. I've been working in the nonprofit arena for the past 15 years and just working with teenage parents. And then also too, I'm very involved with my church community, which is St. James Episcopal Church. I serve as the senior warden there, which to many who might not know, this is a position which is kind of similar to like the president of the board of directors, or it's like the highest position a lay person can be in their own congregation. So it's an honor, and I also have very, very strong ties with St. Edward's University. I have kept really close connection with them, and I serve as the chair of the alumni board at St. Edward's University.
Well, I'd say you've got plenty to keep you busy.
Yes, I do.
And why interfaith work? That's an interesting thing to do with one's life. What drew you to working with AIM?
Well, one thing too is that I've always valued diversity. You know, coming from Trinidad, where we are a very diverse population, and being here in Austin, I go to a very diverse congregation, which is probably the most diverse and inclusive congregation in the Diocese of Texas. So I wanted to extend that to my work also. And I have this opportunity where I get to do what I love, and that's working with different diverse groups. And you cannot separate diversity, and especially cultural diversity, from faith. It goes hand in hand. And I am a strong believer. I have a lot of faith. And it is just so encouraging to work with so many different faith traditions and see people who just want to have a better world.
So while you've got this opportunity then to chart the direction for AIM, what do you want to see happen with the organization?
AIM is celebrating its 20th year in 2008. I want to see it have a permanent presence in this awesome community. I want to see its continued growth. I want to see it reaching out to new populations. I want to see it having a permanent home.
As opposed to it's in rented space now, correct?
We rent our offices. I would like to see a sacred place that we call home for AIM that is open up to the entire community.
And you say reaching out to new populations. Who at present isn't under the AIM umbrella, isn't part of the organization?
Well, I think when it comes to youth, I think we can do more with youth. Youth is our future. Youth invigorates. They've come with new ideas, new opportunities, and I think it's important for us to plan our future and make sure that we give our youth a helping hand and make sure they are involved in so many different aspects, because they are our future leaders and they are the ones that are going to continue this torch.
What would you like to see them do with AIM or for AIM?
I would like them to be involved. I mean, like right now we have all these different programs that we do, our hands-on housing, our ESL, English as a Second Language for refugees, our Interfaith. I would like to see them involved in all our present programming, and also to maybe a youth council for them, for themselves, so that they can have something where they can promote and spearhead.
That would really create some excitement around the organization, wouldn't it?
It would.
That would be fun. Tell us, because maybe not everyone is familiar with AIM's current programs. You've mentioned hands-on housing and the English as a Second Language classes. What other kinds of things does AIM do at present?
AIM does a lot of work where we try to provide environments and opportunities where people can connect and people can dialogue. We started this Interfaith Passport program. And this year we scheduled 12. And what it is going to different faith communities and being able to see them worship in their space. So you get to observe authentic worship. And then also, this was our second year, we were involved in the Abraham Walk.
Oh, tell us about that.
And that is, it was held at the Crossings, actually, it was just recently. And it's a wonderful event where we retrace the steps of Abraham and look at the different Abrahamic faiths, which is Muslim, Jewish, and Christian. And it's, again, providing our opportunity where we can bring different religious groups together and just celebrate and also learn from each other. And then, of course, we have our highlight of the year, which is our interreligious Thanksgiving service.
Right.
Again.
Where we will all be, of course.
Where we will all be
in just a few
on the
days.
18th.
Now, as you're out in the community, you will be the voice and the face of AIM. As you're out in the community, how would you talk about the importance of the organization to, say, someone who's in politics or someone who's someplace totally different than in the faith community? How do you talk about AIM in that sense?
AIM is such a vital part of this community in the sense that we reach so many different faith traditions. So many people, we talk about Sundays, weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, times of worship. And we are almost like, not necessarily gatekeepers, but facilitators of communication to our members. And all people who hold some type of faith tradition. And we, as I said, and I repeat, facilitators, because we are about just helping each other to build relationships amongst each other. So we would just introduce each other. And I think a lot of times, these are the people who make a difference. And we have so many faith traditions who want to see justice, want to see the disparities lessen here in our community, want to see the divide eliminated between I-35. We have so many pressing issues in this community that the faith community is such a strong advocate. For
can help build those bridges.
Exactly.
Now, suppose someone wants to get involved in AIM, someone who's not currently plugged in. How would you suggest that person do it?
I would suggest first check out the website. Go to www.aaimoustin.org. It's a beautiful website, and it shows all the current events that we have going on, and it also gives you an opportunity to learn more about each program that we have. So you get to see what are things that you might be more interested in. And then after that, you can contact us directly and say what you want to be involved in, and we'll be happy. We are always happy for volunteers.
And I assume for people to click on, there's probably a donate now button on the website too.
Yes, actually we changed it. It's donate today. Yes. So absolutely, we would love people to donate because we depend on donations to sustain our organization.
Right.
And again, this organization is vital to this community, and without the support of individuals like you and me and you and everyone else in this community, we would not be here.
And we would be the poorer for it.
Exactly.
I wonder, Simone, what people say when you go back home to Trinidad. What do they say about your current work?
You know, one thing that they say is that they expect this. They feel as though this is who I am, and they didn't expect anything less from me, because I have always valued diversity, even in Trinidad, being in a diverse land.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What stories do you take back about Austin, about living in the great state of Texas?
Well, Austin, I always say that Austin is very beautiful, and also too just a land of gorgeous people. Beautiful hearted. I have met the kindest, dearest people here in Austin that I've ever met before, and I continue to meet them. day in, day out. And I mean, it's just such a great testimony. You know, I believe that Austin has so much richness, and it's just generous.
We do live in a special place.
It is very special.
You talk about meeting people, so I assume you would also welcome invitations to come and speak about AIM, to present the AIM message?
Yes, that's always open. Our board of directors also is a group that lives our mission. So we have different, including myself, lots of representatives from AIM who can come out and talk about AIM. Yes.
And as you look down the road, say another, 4, 5, 6 years, what do you want AIM to look like? What do you want AIM to be in the future?
I want AIM to continue looking as colorful and as diverse as it is. And I want AIM just to be a place where all are welcome. All who at least follow the golden rule. It's about love and it's about peace. And for those who value that, kindred spirits to work with each other.
What do you think are your unique gifts at this point in AIM's history?
My unique gifts are my practicality. I have MBA from St. Edward's University, so I bring a lot of financial management to the organization, and also just management skills. And my goal is sustainability. And as we approach our 20th year, as I mentioned earlier, I want to see us have another 20 years and also be a permanent fixture here in this community. So my asset that I bring here is helping with financial growth and stability.
I can't imagine AIM ever going away.
I cannot imagine it either.
So glad you're in your position. You are such an asset. Now remind us again before we close, the Thanksgiving service is when and where?
The Thanksgiving service is November 18th, and it's going to be at the Quarries, which is off of North Mopac. And it's from 4, the service is from 4 to 5, and then it immediately follows the reception. And the reception is from 5 to 6:30 p.m.
All free, all ages welcome, everybody in the community can come.
And free parking.
Even better.
There's lots
and
of parking.
Food.
And food.
We know that'll bring folks.
Absolutely.
It's such a pleasure to have you, Simone. Can't wait for the special service and to see what wonderful things you're going to do at AIM.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. It has been a pleasure having you here for Austin Faith Dialogue. Have a good week. We'll look forward to seeing you right here next week.